Anywhere you go, give it on. Anywhere you say, anywhere. Welcome back to week 2 of the summer series, where we are going to challenge ourselves to be our best self by the summer, aka the next 30 days. Is summer in the next 30 days? No, but I do live in Southern California where it might as well be summer in the next 30 days, so I want to be prepared. Now, one thing I realized that I forgot to talk about in week 1 was the overall goal of what I guess we're trying to achieve within this 30-day time frame. I want to talk a little bit about that, and then I want to talk about how I plan on breaking it down within these next 4 weeks so that we can actually achieve these goals in this 30-day time frame. So some of the goals for this 30-day challenge are to make 80% of my meals at home. Home-cooked meals that I know are gonna fuel my body and not make me feel lethargic and heavy after I eat. Another goal was to read 2 books, one fiction, one self-help or self-development kind of book. Slower hobbies. Slower hobbies. Another goal for the challenge was to focus on journaling and scrapbooking and kind of documenting the process as I go, and also using that as a form of self-reflection and self-discovery and really trying to get back to my happiest, healthiest version of me. Of course, one of the goals is to do fun shit. But I do want to go through making a summer activity board, like a mood board for the summer of things that I want to be able to do. And it could be big things, could be little things. I'm honestly putting laying by the pool or going to the beach on there. You know, little things, but just things that I want to be able to do this summer. So doing fun shit, making a mood board, and then actually doing the stuff on the board. And then of course, lastly, I want to end it with a bang and go on a bougie solo summer date. I think it'd be so nice. I have so many nice dresses and I go nowhere most of the time. And so I really want to get dressed up, maybe take myself out to a little all-you-can-eat sushi and maybe a movie night. Ooh, some oysters could be really fun. I might take myself out for oysters. I think that'd be really fun, actually. Okay, so for this week, I want to break it down. I've got my handy dandy journal scrapbook thing. Let's get into it. Here we have our 30-day summer glow up broken down into weeks because we're gonna try to make this as bite-sized and digestible as possible. So week 1, the mindset, the why behind what we're doing this for, journaling, organizing our thoughts, and then planning out the next 3 weeks, which again, last week I didn't really dive into this as much as I probably would have liked to, but last week is over, all we can do is move forward. So this week I wanna break down a little bit better what I have planned for the next coming weeks. So this week is week 2. Week 2's whole focus is intentionality, that purpose back into what we're doing and why we're doing it, instead of just being kind of on autopilot, because I feel like anyways for me, it gets really easy to fall into the autopilot of life. You know, you're
waking up, you're doing what you usually do, and then maybe you're going to work and you're coming home and you're just going straight into that like relax for the evening.
But if I'm more intentional about how I spend my time, how I spend my money, how I spend my energy, if I'm more intentional about the way I kind of move through life, I feel like I'm more likely to reach the outcome that I am trying to achieve. Does that make sense? So for week 2, intentionality, I want to focus on, like I said, just kind of bringing that presence to everything that I do. I also want to focus on getting a base bronze this week because the sun is out and shining and it's actually kind of nice out, and I do want to get a little base bronze going before summer officially gets here. I want to focus on whole foods and cooking at home, romanticizing dinner at home with myself, but also fueling my body with food that feels good, food that doesn't come from a package, food that didn't come from a drive-through window. I'm not gonna lie, I've been pretty bad about takeout the last few months. Not today, not this week. We're resetting, we're restarting, we're recharging, we're better now. I wanna focus on movement. I wanna focus on not necessarily going to the gym because I'm just not a gym girly, but I do wanna focus on, yoga's a big one for me, just kind of feeling into my body. Going for long walks, I really enjoy. I don't love hanging out at the gym, but I do really like running, so just kind of getting back on the treadmill. Also, I apologize for this lighting if it's coming and going. I'm not in control of the weather. And then building that summer activities board, kind of giving yourself something to look forward to. That's gonna be the next step for this week's little fun activity, is honestly just building the activity board. I think that's gonna be so fun. I'm excited, I'm really excited to get into this. we'll touch on it a little bit later, but in week 3, we're actually going to be checking off some of the fun shit on our summer activities board. And then week 4, of course, more fun shit from the summer activity board. A scrapbook review, because at the end of the challenge, I will hopefully have some of these pages all filled up with, goodies. Like, for example, let me show you my March board, because I'm hoping that the rest of this challenge is looking like my March board. So essentially, for March, I have on this side of the page all of the things that I wanted to kind of accomplish for this month. And on this side of the page, I got all of the images of everything that I actually accomplished this month. And I do actually have a film photo to put in here. So the only thing I really didn't do was go outside, which, to be honest, it was kind of chilly for most of the month, and it was hard to get out the house because it still kind of felt like winter. So yes, hopefully by the end of this challenge, this will be nice and full of fun visuals and fun little practices, kind of reflect back and really look at how our mental state has changed after actively deciding to take 30 days to lock in and to focus on yourself and your own growth and your own happiness. Because that's the point of this whole shebang, isn't it? Rebuild that sense of self, to rediscover that sense of self, and to have a little freaking fun. Okay, I'm excited.
Let's kick this off with laying out and getting some vitamin D. Getting a base bronze for the season is going to be my first step, just because sunshine is so important for defrosting after the winter season. Slowing down is important for regaining clarity, and honestly, we need to get back into reading because slow hobbies are important for recharging. I also feel like when I'm reading, I learn so much, even if it's not a self-development book or a piece of content that it's intended to teach me something specific. I find that having that learner's mindset or student mindset really allows me to expand my way of thinking and allows me to see things from different perspectives. While we're on the topic of it, the book I'm currently reading is The 5 People That You Meet in Heaven. And I've read this book before, but it's been a few years since I have, and I remember the first couple times I've read it, it really brought me to a beautiful place internally, and so I'm rereading it to try to regain some of that contact with self. However, essentially the premise of the book is this older man named Eddie dies, and when he does, he has to meet 5 people before he can get to his own personal heaven. And these are 5 people that were in his life that he either impacted their lives so greatly or they've impacted his, and he never really realized it. And essentially the point of the book is discussing how all human life is connected, and how we may impact other people's lives, or how we may be impacted by other people in ways that we won't know but have such remarkable outcomes. So I don't know, it's keeping me open-minded. It's reminding me that every little thing is a beautiful experience and everything has a ripple effect, so careful what you put out.
Okay, I have pasta going, getting ready for some dinner. I am working on the summer activities mood board, so let's jump into that real quick. Okay, so we're getting into the summer stuff board and trying to figure out what exactly I want to incorporate. So I do have a little bit of a list. I'll show you said list. But essentially the summer stuff board. I want to practice ceramics. I want to practice my headstands. I want to practice Spanish because learning makes you feel more capable. I want to go to farmers markets and pick up fresh produce. I want to try new recipes. I want to bike ride with my girlfriends because we got lots of pretty places to bike ride around here. We've got girls' night in, girls' night out, self-care and projector movie nights, which honestly I'm thinking I might do tonight, beach sunsets or sunrises, picnics, and howling at the moon / singing with all the voices of the wind.
Movement's going to be the next step. I know I don't need to tell you this, but here's the thing. Movement can be such a daunting task, and I'm not the first person to say this, I know, but maybe you need the reminder. Movement does not have to be heavy lifting. It doesn't have to be a 20-mile run. It can be a 20-minute walk or a 15-minute yoga practice at home. Even a dance party on a girls' night. But getting in touch with the body, moving the body, it'll help you feel where you're maybe storing some extra tightness, maybe some stored traumas, who knows. Again, just kind of moving in the body and finding what feels good and what doesn't can be so helpful, so beneficial to maybe working your way through it, whatever it is. We made it. God, it has been a long ass week. What a time it's been. I'm so glad the week is over, honestly. But at the same time, I've had the best, most fulfilling week ever. So, at least in a really long time. So, I do want to talk a little bit about that. I have wanted to give up on not only this 30-day challenge, but also this entire creative journey. I've wanted to give up on the channel a couple times this week. I've wanted to give up on myself a couple times this week. I've wanted to give up on my goals and my dreams and my desires this week. However, that's just not an option. I wanted to touch on this really quick before we close it up for this week's episode, but I am proud of myself. Although I'm tired, although I really didn't want to do half the things I ended up doing today or this week, I am really proud of myself. I'm really proud of myself for meal prepping for the week. I am proud of myself for following through on my commitments and doing the things I say I want to do, actually making time for them. I'm proud of myself for committing to filming and editing this video. I'm proud of myself for reading. That's a big one. Reading for me has been really tough. Lately, my ADHD has been ADHDing, and having the attention span to sit down and read has been one of my biggest gratitudes for the week, to be honest. And yeah, I'm grateful. I'm so excited. I'm so happy. I'm so proud. And I just feel like this week kind of whooped my ass a little bit, but in all the best ways. This week was challenging. Like I said, I wanted to give up a couple of times on this whole series, this whole project, this whole venture of documenting. But I didn't. And now here I am at the end of the week, feeling accomplished even though I'm feeling tired, freshly showered, and in my silky comfy cozies. I've got a glass of wine. I mean, I really don't think I can complain. Here's the moral of the story. Even if you think you don't want to, but you know it's for your betterment, just do it. Just do it, whatever it is. Whatever you're putting off, whatever you're saying you can do tomorrow, just do it. I'm going to have to find a clip of Shia LaBeouf. Just do it. Yeah, I spend a lot of my time processing. And it might seem like I'm doing nothing. It might seem like I'm just having an emotional temper tantrum. But a lot of the time, I really am just trying to get through my day. And honestly, the more I push myself, the more I feel capable to get through the day. And so, yeah, this week I just feel really proud of myself for having done all the things that I said I was going to do, having done all the things that I said I wanted to do. And I feel more capable because of it. I feel more able to handle whatever happens, whatever comes my way. And, you know, sometimes, whether you like it or not, shit's going to hit the fan. And the fact of the matter is, even if it hits the fan, you got it. You can handle it. You're fine. I trust you. I believe in you. You're going to do great things, babe. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm tired. At this point, I'm a little tipsy, and I just really wanted to do an emotional check-in because the week is officially over. So I just wanted to touch base one more time before this video and this week is over. Okay, I'm tired. It's bedtime. You know the drill. If this video resonated with you, press them buttons, baby. It helps me out more than you know, and I'm honestly so grateful for the feedback that I've been getting on the last couple of videos. And if you have any fun suggestions for me to add to my summer activities board, my summer stuff board, go ahead and let me know below, because I'm always open to feedback. I'm always open to new suggestions. And I'm really trying to get out of my own comfort zone. So get weird with it. Let me know if I left out anything really good that I should include on the list. But also, if you're going to try anything on the list, I'd love to hear about it. And stay tuned for the next episode of the summer series, because next week we're going to be doing a book review, scrapbook review. We're going to be doing a lot of the fun stuff on the list that we just created today. And we're going to keep finding new ways to refocus and reset on this challenge, because let's be real, it's hard to stay on track for more than a couple of days. So feel no shame in that. We're in it together. We're going to do it together. I'm proud of you. I believe in you, because I've accomplished some things this week that I didn't think I'd be able to accomplish in a single week. And I'm honestly really proud of myself for doing it, because I, like I said, didn't think I could. The proof is in the pudding, babe. And if I got this, you definitely got this. I'm proud of you. I'll see you next week. Until the next summer series episode.
So some of the goals for this 80 day, oh my gosh. If you know, you know. Focus on journaling or scrapbooking. Sometimes it's just fun to play.
Real estate